Alright. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. I am OT Apples and I bring you another video. Today we'll be playing some FIFA 10. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Bear with me. Alright. Let's go ahead and play some games. We're playing doing the career mode. First matches against AZ Alkmaar. Gonna be a should be an away game actually. Oh, we were lucky there. Practicing the shooting there. 3 times it was off the crossbar overall. Two consecutive times it was off of the crossbar or goalpost. This is our starting lineup. Only players I know from Ajax are Martin Stecklenburg and Luis Suarez. I know prior to playing this game actually. Recognize some of the Ajax players, but I think those are from like previous FIFA games. Ah, shoot, we were off there. Alright, we do have possession though, which is good. And Telic is the starting striker for us, or at least he seems to be. It's gonna be. Is it gonna be a corner kick or throw in? I don't know. Throw in. If we can score with Gabri. No, we cannot. Right. It's gonna be a corner kick. That was from a bad angle. I was realistically not gonna get that in. So it's still tied up at 0 though. Woke up later than I expected yesterday and today. Although yesterday was intentional. Went to bed close to 10 o'clock, so I thought I'd go to sleep and then wake up at like 5:30. Instead, I woke up at about 6:30. I just had enough time to make 2 short videos yesterday and then upload them and then go to work. Today is semi-intentional. I wanted to wake up a bit later than I usually do, but originally I had planned to get up at my usual time as we'd score there. Because when I first went to bed last night, I intended on waking up at like 4:55 like I usually do. But then I had trouble falling asleep, so I said, you know what, let me turn off my alarm clock and actually let me not turn off my alarm. Let me turn off my alarm clock and go to bed a bit later because I still live with my family, and at least with one of my family members, we share the same car, so they'll usually drop me off at work, and they'll usually come pick me up, and then I'll drive on the way home. So I know that they'll wake me up. So at least, and they told me they would. So all right, that's good. Actually, we were able to get the ball. For a second, I thought we were about to allow a goal. Actually, we're up 1-0 against AZ. Ajax played this past Sunday, which was 3 days ago. They did not play well in the second half. The first half they did, but the second half they didn't. They lost 3-0 as we scored there with Suarez. Ajax's defense really failed them in the second half. They didn't play well these past couple of games, so well they didn't win these past couple of games. The second half of the game Sunday they didn't play well. The other couple of games they did pretty well defensively. It's just their offense has really struggled. I know Real Madrid lost 4-3 against Barcelona in the El Clasico this past Sunday, unfortunately. That, their offense played well. It's their defense, outside of Courtois, that really struggles. But that's more of a problem that's been going on this entire season. Since at least partway through last season, actually. They've been really struggling defensively. Outside of, Lunin, who's a goalkeeper, uh, Courtois, who's a goalie, and then Carvajal, who's an injured but he's a defender. Though they've been really, those three players have been playing at an elite level. The Asensio, Raul Asensio came midway through the season, or at least partway through the season. So he's been playing well, but not at like the level as he's been playing well at the level you'd expect of a defender, but not like at the level of Courtois or Carvajal or Lunin. So let's go ahead and make some substitutions. I also have some drinks with me. I have some diet cheer wine with me. I like diet cheer wine as well. So yeah, it's good soda. Got some Zevia Zero Sugar Black Cherry. It's my first time having the black cherry as well. I've never had it before. And then I have some Powerade Zero Mixed Berry. Yeah, mixed berry. So, also gonna make some three substitutions, I should say. This was before the fortunate COVID pandemic happened, which meant that you only had three substitutions. So let's have no come in for Weilart. So yeah, so because of COVID actually and that awful pandemic, soccer the substitutions have been changed up to five, and that's been like standard ever since though. I think there should be more than five substitutions, but of course it really should be like at certain periods of the game when the referee allows it that you can make substitutions. Excuse me for yawning. But I feel like they should like players should at least come be able to come back into the game. Like the only exception should be like when they get a red card or they're injured, of course. So Suarez has a hat trick now. Luis Suarez. It's like, you know, it's like it shouldn't be, allowed, substitutions shouldn't be allowed maybe like at, you know, every time. I can see like how it'll stop the flow of the game if you allow it every time the ball goes out of play, but so maybe like non-injury substitutions like maybe at like every 30 minutes and in addition to like halftime. Like at the 30-minute mark, or at least the f- first ball, the first time, like once the ball goes out of play after the 30-minute mark, it should be allowed. And then the 60-minute, and then, that should be it. And then like the exceptions, the only exception should be like really for injury, I think, is if you want to make changes to the substitution rule, but you only have like 7 people on the bench, so make substitutions at the end of at the beginning of the second half. You can make substitutions at the 30-minute mark or the 60-minute mark. So the only rule I'll definitely change is the handball rule, and it has to be in an unnatural position. And I don't really like that rule. I just personally, I think that there has to be like a level of intent for it to be considered handball. Because like if I'm kicking a ball and it bounces off a player's arm, depending on the interpretation of the rule, it can act of the unnatural position. It can be ruled a handball, even though the player did not have enough time to get the ball out of the way or get his hand out of the way. So. And even though he wasn't intending to touch it with his hand, so. But I also think it should be like at the referee's discretion. Like the referee should determine if there's a level of intent or not. Not the players. Definitely not the players, because then you never get handballs. So. The only rule to the substitution rule I'd definitely make is if like maybe having a little more players allowed on the bench than each league normally does. So that way, you know, if a player gets injured, it shouldn't count against a team substitution. It shouldn't be, considered one of the team's 5 substitutions. But it has to be like a legitimate injury, like confirmed by like the doctors have to check out the players. So it's like a tactical substitution. Like the players are performing well. Then yeah, that counts as one of the 5. But if a defender suffers a broken leg, to a freak play, that otherwise wouldn't have resulted in an injury, then I can see the argument that shouldn't be allowed for one of the team's 5 substitutions. So that to me seems a bit unfair. To me seems a bit unfair. So we win the game 7-0 there. Luis Suarez was the man of the match, so take a look at the transfers actually. So we have the largest margin of victory. So we don't need to get any transfers. Has there anyone that has not played a game for us in the Eredivisie? That is our first game of the season. I did not realize it was our first game of the season, so I know Daily Blint as well. Play against Feyenoord. Oh, this is gonna be a rivalry game. This is gonna be a good game. Management and squad. Let's make some. Let's put in some of our reserves. So, Daily Blint come in. So it's tough, like after the first game, to keep in mind like who has played in that first game and who hasn't played. So this is a rivalry game. Playing against Feyenoord, our arch rivals in one of our arch rivals, along with PSV in the Eredivisie. So I watch Ajax and Real Madrid. Those are the two soccer teams I will actually sit down and watch um, on a week-to-week basis during the soccer season. Not including, like, I'll watch the World Cup as well, but now I want to start watching more international soccer, like, between, the national teams. The team I'd probably sit down and actively watch the most would probably be Trinidad and Tobago. I know they're playing in the FIFA World Cup qualifying, but because I know that's going to go on in a few weeks actually. Next set of qualifying matches are going to be on the 5th of June. It's currently the 14th of April, sorry, it's the 14th of May. I don't know why I said April. So, I don't know. There's a family member that I watch Real Madrid and Ajax with, so they wanted to watch international soccer. You know, sure, I'll definitely see what team they want to watch, and then we can decide together. has been a penalty, or not penalty, bear with me. Uh, Foul is the word I'm looking for. In basketball, penalty and foul kind of means something similar, so. Suarez with the goal. Second goal of the game. Probably one of the world's best players, if not the world's best players. Because you're going to make an argument for Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar as well. In addition to Suarez. So, I know Suarez kind of is controversial. I know a couple points in his career he got into trouble for biting players. So. Messi is near the end of his career. And see him retiring within the next few years. Ronaldo, I can see playing a little bit longer than Messi. Suarez, I can see playing maybe just as long as Ronaldo. And Neymar, I can see retiring maybe around the. I don't know Neymar's age, so I'm just guessing here. I can maybe see him retire around the same time as Messi. No, in terms of I know in terms of like the prime of their career, Mbappe's pretty good. The main issue with Mbappe, there are two things. He tends to get offsides a lot, so that's an issue I've noticed with him watching when I watch Real Madrid. He really struggles to stay on side, and then when he scores, he needs a lot of space. So if you like have one person guarding him, he can once you get past them, or like if he has enough space, he can score pretty easily. But if you like have two or three people guarding him in like the box, then he'll struggle to score. We score there. I know Vinny is probably the best young player in the world. He's in his early 20s. I'm not sure for a soccer player would be young, depending on the region and when you start your soccer career. So at least at the senior level. So Vinny is very talented. He's a good team player. I think the main criticism is that he tends to get in trouble with the referees. He lacks that emotional maturity. So like he's very good, but then he'll tend to get cards a lot for dissension. Or at least get into an argument with the referees. So Rodrigo and Bellingham are also good, talented young players. So I noticed. Lamine Yamal is another very good, talented. He's like 16 or 17. So he's even younger than Vinny. Endrick's another good one, but Endrick and Goulet are two great young players. The main issue is they haven't been playing a lot. But that's more of, Carlos' fault. Because, with at least, when they put Goulet on he'll usually, I think, come on for Modric. Remember correctly. And he'll, leave their substitute. If he plays, especially, like, he's been playing Goulet a lot more now that he's leaving Real Madrid to coach Brazil. But But prior to that, with Endrick and especially with Endrick, yeah, especially with Endrick, he will wait till like the final 5 minutes of the game to actually bring them on. And in terms of getting that in-game experience, isn't very helpful. I mean, 5 minutes is better than none, but at least if you're gonna put them on to gain a game experience, put them on with like 10, and if you don't want to start them, which is perfectly fine, the positions they naturally play, they have some amazing players at, but bring them on with like 20 to 30 at halftime at the earliest, or with like 20 or 30 minutes left, 15 at the latest. So I'm gonna turn off my mic actually, and my face cam.
It away there with a very good tackle. That's good play into space. Possibilities now. Not this time, even though he scored already, Andy.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit surprised that he didn't work the goalkeeper better.
A drastic decision here from the manager to use all the substitutes that he's allowed in one go. And stepped in to stop the pass. And the interception is made. Good ball. Looked as though he would get through, but he's been stopped. What a chance here. Well, they're pulling away, cutting through at will. They've scored again. And there he is celebrating his third goal of the game.
Well, it's a wonderful feeling, getting a hat-trick in a big game.
It's very one-sided today. 5-0 the score. Lanzat. The space is available. It's very courageously done. Getting set at the corner. Corner put into the goalkeeper's territory, really. Well, he tried the shot, and you can't blame him for that, but it didn't trouble the goalkeeper. Corner kick coming up. Ball's run free, they've lost it. Keeping the move going well. He takes the shot. Well, he's not been able to get his accuracy today. And the ball's just run away from him, and he won't get it back that easily. This is Denny Lanzat. He's lost the ball to a good challenge. Which side's going to get it back here? Really, he's given the ball away. Goalkeeper's done well. We're down now to the last 6 minutes. And some strong defending here, including the clearance. The last few minutes, not long left, but that's a foul, and it will be a free kick. It is a yellow card. It wasn't much of an incident, was it? I've seen a lot worse.
Well, not for the first time. I don't agree with a referee, Martin.
This is Denny Lanzat. And Bronkhorst. Pantelic. Andre Bakia. Lanzat. It's a good tussle for possession here, but he's lost it to the defender, who just had a bit too much power. Right in on goal, and the shot at the end of it. Well, this is a real charge for a big victory.
He's unlucky. I thought the way he broke away was fantastic, and he'll be a little disappointed he didn't put it away.
It's over, and the referee blows the whistle for the last time. Well, this will take a lot of living down by the losing team to...